we look at how strong the economy is, it's because of the president's work.
And take an economy that is performing very well.
Put it all together, it's a plan to invest in America, invest in Americans, give them opportunity, invest in ourselves, and it's working.
I love it. Things are great. The economy's never been better. I'm a big fan of our next guest, Delano Squires. He's a research fellow of life, religion, and family at the Heritage Foundation. Delano, how are you, brother?
I'm doing quite well. Thank you for having me.
Really good to talk to you. So the big theme of the show is about anxiety. How do we handle the anxiety of the economy as a Christian? But before we even get to that, how do we handle the deceit? How do you approach that? How do you respond to you being told that things are great, never been better?
That's a great question. I mean, a big part of it is to keep, my feet firmly planted in reality. Another part is honestly that economic measures on a national level are one thing, but each person has to see how that economy works for them individually. And for a lot of families, as you said, there's a tremendous amount of anxiety. They see the cost of goods going up. At one point, obviously, the cost of gas was through the roof. And a lot of families are just trying to make it day by day. And so they don't appreciate being told that everything is hunky-dory by people who live far, far away from where they live and don't have to worry about their problems.
It's an interesting political play, if nothing else. So let's get to the main theme, anxiety. I don't know about you. It doesn't matter how much money I have, a lot or a little. It consumes 90% of my thoughts. The first thing I wake up in the morning. That's not good. It's not proper. It's a giant warning bell of my spiritual health at the moment when I do this. So do you have any, can you relate at all? And how do you work through that?
I can definitely relate. One of the things that I think of often in these types of times is, when the Apostle Paul talked about, he's had severe lack and then he's had surplus. And I'm paraphrasing, obviously, but in all things, he's learned to be content. And that's a scripture that has guided me throughout my days, because there have been times where I had next to nothing. And now there are times where I feel more comfortable, even though, again, I understand, one serious illness could plunge myself or any other family into bankruptcy. So I try to keep focused. I try not to dwell on the things that I can't control. Obviously, there are all types of economic factors and social and political factors at play at any given time. But I try to focus on the things that I can control, which is being diligent in my work, being appreciative for the things that I do have, not allowing myself to be dragged down by the comparison trap, or looking to the neighbor to the left and to the right and saying, well, I wish I had their car, I wish I had their home, but being content for the things that I have. And that's both material possessions, but more importantly, that's family, that's friends, that's loved ones, and that's time, because tomorrow is promised to no man. So I try not to dwell on what I think is not going right, but to appreciate every moment that I have in the here and now.
Hey, thanks for watching that clip. We did a TV special on the economy and anxiety with the economy and what do we do about it, right? You can't serve two masters. The love of money is the root of all evil. All these big things. There's sin of materialism. It's unbelievable how much stuff we all have. We have storage facilities because we just have too much stuff. So that's what the TV special was about. I just also want to forward you to our podcast. We're able to dive even deeper in the podcast. We can go deeper, spend longer, really get to the root of all of this stuff. Again, with the ultimate goal of getting that anxiety out of our hearts, clearing our mind so we can go to sleep and wake up refreshed. That's the goal. That's what I need anyway. So if you do too, join us over at the podcast, Politics by Faith.